Since it's August, I feel like now would be the best time to talk about Princess Peach and why she's my favorite Mario character. Yes, I know, she has been and still is a damsel in distress at times, which may annoy players and commentators, but keep in mind this was due to early video game lore not being properly established at the time. But even so, her character design, her personality, her status, and even her unique abilities have intrigued me for years. The pink color scheme, the royal status, her friendly and sometimes courageous attitude, and the fact that some of the games and other media have her become more proactive if not playable always made me interested in her character and wish to learn more about her. Even Shigeru Miyamoto, who created the Mario franchise and most of the characters himself, including Peach, admitted that she's actually a symbol of strength in his opinion, which may seem rather ironic and confusing at first, but if you look at some of the games and media involving her, you'll see that Miyamoto's words may have more credence than you think. Starting with the original game itself, the one that started it all, the manual claims that Peach got kidnapped by Bowser not because he wanted to marry her, as that part wouldn't come until much later, but rather it was because she possessed powerful magic that would restore all the Mushroom Kingdom subjects to their original states, and that Bowser had cursed them in order to invade the kingdom, though we wouldn't see Peach possess such magic until several games later, such as the Mario and Luigi RPG games like Bowser's Inside Story, or even games such as Super Princess Peach and Princess Peach Showtime, even if those moments involved her being assisted by some other magical entity. It shows that she has a much bigger role than we think. Not just that, in some cases, it appears that she's unable to leave not because she can't, but because someone else got captured with her, such as Tiara from Super Mario Odyssey, who is the sister of Cappy, the ghost hat who assists Mario. While it can be excused as Peach being helpless, especially since Peach is being forced to marry Bowser, which moves the plot, it can also be read as Peach not wanting to leave Tiara alone, hence why she didn't escape when she got the chance. Considering they become friends and travel around the world at the end, I think this interpretation can have some plausibility. Also, Peach being playable and not kidnapped has occurred in several games, starting from Super Mario Bros. 2, which is technically a reskinned version of a different game known as Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic, as she's a playable character and does not get kidnapped. Not just that, even in Super Mario Bros. 3, she doesn't get kidnapped at first, and it is the kings of the Mushroom Kingdom you have to rescue first before she gets captured, even if all she does is send letters to Mario and give the players some advice. There's also the famous Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, both the original and remake, where she shows her magical abilities as previously stated and serves as the White Mage, and nobody messes with the White Mage. Ironically, while she did get kidnapped by Bowser in the beginning and is later almost forced to marry Booster in Marrymore, she becomes playable after you rescue her. Another time she's playable is in Super Mario World, where the minute she finds out Bowser kidnapped the Sprixie princesses, she is the first to actually try to rescue them, even if it got Mario, Luigi, and Blue to suck down the transparent warp pipe down with her. This would end up being the second time she became playable and helped rescue someone else since Super Mario Bros. 2. Funnily enough, in Super Mario Bros. 2, Mario, Luigi, and Blue Toad had to rescue some fairies who were captured by King Wart, which may be a case of history repeating itself, even if the events of that game were a dream Mario had. Guess Super Mario World made that dream come true in a sense. Plus, she does her best to save Mario in Super Princess Peach with help from Perry the Parasol, and even Super Mario Sunshine, where she tries to defend him in the trial involving the vandalism happening in Al Delfino, though she was less victorious in the latter compared to the former. Points for trying, at least. There is also Super Mario Wonder, where she, along with Princess Daisy, are now playable and go to save the Poplins, who are flower variants of Toads in the Flower Kingdom. She's also quite cunning and proactive, even in planning, as she assists Mario in her kingdom, along with other heroes in games such as Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, where she tricks the villains into kidnapping Luigi dressed up as her, and don't worry, he agreed to it, along with how in the first two Paper Mario games, she assists Mario from the side, even when she's being held hostage, by befriending the likes of Twink and Tech. Not to mention in Super Paper Mario, she is playable herself, which is interesting since she was only playable in certain parts of the first two games when she was kidnapped Even before the modern games made her more proactive, she was capable of rescuing herself and Mario, plus Luigi, such as in the Super Mario comics and the Super Mario Bros. Movie. No, not the live-action one, which had Daisy for some reason, but the animated one, where she was portrayed as a fit and active ruler who doesn't get kidnapped. In this case, it is her own people, along with the Kongs and Luigi, who unfortunately get held hostage, thus forcing her to pretend to go along with Bowser's wedding proposal so she, Toad, and Mario can save them. Either way, it is interesting how Peach has evolved over the years, with the games emphasizing on her going from an occasional damsel in distress to a more proactive princess who isn't afraid to kick some butt and look pretty in the process. Also, her theme color being pink does make her stand out, and while I prefer blue and green at times, pink is a neat color in my book, and no, it's not because I'm a girl either. Not to mention, she's portrayed as being friendly, forgiving, and very generous, if not altruistic at times, which I believe we could all learn a thing or two from. Also, there is the fact that starting from Super Smash Bros. Melee, she is capable of fighting with grace and dignity, while also being feminine too, especially since some of her moves are recycled from what she does in the games. Say what you will about Peach, she's not your ordinary princess, that's for sure.